Hey guys, it's Kingsley.
Hey, what up? It's James. Ian McRad.
And we're the Main Street Cinema Boys.
Whoop.
We're going to be talking today about Hamilton. We're going to do a review that I've never seen it. I don't think he's seen it still, but this man loves it. We're going to go over some recent movies, some recent TV shows, and what we're currently watching. And we might get into, whether or not you should get Peacock. So, stay tuned, listen up.
So, I guess we'll go into it. We're going to talk about Hamilton. So, it was an adaptation from the Broadway musical, the hit Broadway musical. It was basically the real life of America's foremost founding father, first Secretary of State, Alexander Hamilton. This was recorded in... this was recorded in 2016, so there was a lot going on in the world at that time when they filmed it. And actually, just a quick tidbit, the guy who actually played King George was not in the show, and they had asked him to come back. Really? They wanted the original king to play him. Yes. And there's a lot of interesting tidbits about the show. So it's really funny, like the way he's walking out when he first comes out, it was his crown and costume was too heavy, so he had to walk slowly. So that was very interesting. But I liked it. I will say this: it is a little bit overrated. It's a good show. I'm glad that everybody gets a chance to see it because you could not get tickets to it. So I'm very happy that Disney Plus bought the rights, or they probably had the rights already, and they brought it to the masses. It was just that the show was good, but not to be racist for it. But I'm glad to be racist. I think it's just white people understanding rap, and that's why it's such a big hit.
Someone finally got it.
Yeah, they're like, oh! And that's why I think they're so happy. They're like, yes, we like this show because we can understand.
Was it Rob Van Winkle?
No, it was Alexander Hamilton. So I think the reason why it's such a big deal is because it's like fast talking, and people can actually understand what they're saying. But I liked it. I thought it was good.
Okay.
Did you see it live?
I did not. I do not have $1,000 to waste on.
Okay, so you didn't see it live.
No. It was sold out.
Not gonna ask me if I saw that.
Well, actually, it was good though. It was good. Shout out to Renee Gasberry and Lin-Manuel Miranda and Anthony Ramos. Anthony Ramos is I think he's gonna take off and be one of the best actors ever in life.
So the only thing you didn't like about it was the fact that you think it's overrated?
No, I know. I think that if people just spend so much, when I first saw it on the Disney Plus, I thought that it was going to be this most amazing show production ever. But that's actually my one problem with when they adapt shows for TV or movies, stuff like that. You can't do the Broadway show on TV because it gets boring. And that's the problem, is that there's a different feel from being in the audience, watching a show, than watching it on television. And that's why I think it may have lost it, because there's probably certain angles or certain things that we didn't get because we weren't sitting live.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think, I kind of agree with you. I turned it on. I'd never seen it before, never listened to any of the songs. I have friends that have listened to every song, and before they saw the thing, they listened to every song in the thing. Yeah. So 3 minutes in, I had a feeling I should be seeing it live.
Yeah.
3 minutes in, but as it went on, that feeling faded. I got more and more into it. I saw some things. I was definitely satisfied by Renee Goldberry's Satisfied song.
She was rapping a little bit. Yeah.
And I was dancing in my living room by the song 10 Dual Commandments.
Oh, yes.
My favorite was Cabinet Battle number 2.
Oh, the freestyle, between Alexander Hamilton and John Adams. Yes.
Yeah. So that was, it was good. I was surprised by some of the cast members that they were in there, because I had no idea who was in this musical the whole time. So Daveed Diggs, who played Marquis de Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
He's from Snowpiercer. This new show that actually we're going to get into. He plays a character on that, and then obviously Renee Goldberry. I don't think people. I didn't know about her. I know about her because of Altered Carbon, because she's Paul Crest Falconer.
Okay. I know her from stage.
I know her from that.
Yeah, I know her from stage. She was in the original production of The Color Purple.
Oh.
So that's why I know. And then she also was on soap opera. She did soap operas for a long time. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I think it was on my church.
Yeah,
She was on something. So I know Renee from
Okay.
And Christopher Jackson, he was on Broadway. He played George Washington. He was the original Simba.
Yeah.
So and he was on Oz and a couple other shows.
King George, the dude who played him, was Jesse in Glee.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Jesse St. James in Glee.
Yeah,
It's Jesse. He was fun.
Rest in
He was
peace.
really
But
fun.
yeah,
And then obviously shout out to like Leslie. I mean, there's not much you can say. I thought it was a cool musical.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like you're supposed to see those things live.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
I don't need to watch that again in my house. If I can catch it when it comes to town, I prefer to do that.
Yeah.
I don't sit around watching musicals
all day. hey, don't judge us.
No, I mean I will go to the theater.
Yeah, I'd rather go to the theater
times and see it.
Like I said, it was good. I just think that there were certain angles, and they did change it up a little bit because they shot it twice or 3 times for
filming it, and there's certain angles they tried to change for television and for the film production. Okay. But I said like there was that whole satisfied scene that was redone for television. Well, it looked good. Yeah.
I mean, what I saw looked good. 2 hours and 40 minutes of, or 52 hours and 50 minutes. I remember I messaged you. I was like, I think I'm halfway through.
No.
When I looked at the soundtrack, it went song 1 to song 27, and it started over
at song 1 again. Yeah.
That's the other act. Okay.
Like I said, it was a good. Like I said, I do encourage everybody. It's a history lesson.
There is some controversy about what's is true and not true, but for the most part,
they take liberties with the history, but it's based on a book. It's and no one really knows what happened.
We were
but the fact that you got I'm using Nick Cannon, we're a bunch of melanated people.
Whoa, hey! What?
Play. I mean, no, seriously.
No. But you have them playing the founding fathers.
Because Hercules Mullen, the guy who played Hercules Mullen was like awesome. And let's say Anthony Rainbow show.
And that means something. But what that means is for each viewer to decide. What the type of America they want to build for themselves.
But they did not look like that. So please do not think that.
George Washington might have been bald. He wore that
wig. Yeah.
But all right, so I would say check out Hamilton if you haven't yet. It's on Disney Plus. If you don't have Disney Plus, my Facebook. Don't hit me up. I can't. I can't share it anymore. I already got
but you probably can see all the clips online and all of that. So
you need to pay for that.
But it is worth seeing though. So I would say go see it. Yes.
All right. So next up, let's talk about some recent movies we've seen. I know we checked out Old Guard. The new Charlize Theron movie. She's big into the action world now.
What was it streaming on?
It's on Netflix. Okay. So it's her new Netflix movie. I think it came out July 10th. Is that last week?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, last week. Okay. So, what'd you think, Ian?
A lot of people are going to give it crap because it is what it is. But it's like if you look at an action movie poster, you see that poster. You know what I mean? Don't expect anything else, but it's just good for what it is. So I liked it. It was I just like cheesy shit like that though. Oh, they left it open for a second one too.
Yeah. So I mean, to get into it a little bit, the movie is about a group of mercenaries or freedom fighters or whatever you want to call them that are immortal.
Yeah.
Right, and they've lived throughout time, and they are doing deeds. Whether the deeds are good or bad, you don't know. That's up in the air. They think they're doing good sometimes. And Charlize Theron's character, Stromaki the Scythian, is one of the oldest. And this is what they go through without getting into spoilers. I thought the action, the choreography in the movie was pretty good. Not great, not Atomic Blonde Extraction, John Wick level, but still good. There were some gems in there. Like there's a scene where a guy takes a shotgun and he pumps it off the ground and shoots a guy. That was right. There's a Shogo scene where you shoot one and you get one. It's like BOGO, buy one get one free. And then near at a certain point in the movie, there's a modified pump handle driver. It's a wrestling move that some of you guys might know, but it's pretty sweet. I like the story delivery, but after going and looking into the comics, a lot's left out. It's an action movie without a lot of just teeth in the story. I guess there's not much.
Yeah.
They leave a lot out.
But did it? So just to fuck, because I haven't seen it yet. But is it okay? Because sometimes we look at like comic books and stuff like that, and we're like, they were missing page 12.
Right.
Is it that? Is it that, or did they just there wasn't enough storyline?
It's like this person is thousands of years old, and you learn about maybe like 100 of those years.
Oh,
so maybe not even
short little
things.
Okay, it wasn't a backstory to the.
You don't really know what these people are about. You just know they've been a long, long time, and they talk funny. They talk about funny. But in the end, I mean, I think it's a good action flick, not a great action flick. I'm looking forward to the part 2 because I've looked into the novel, so I know kind of where they're going with it, and I kind of want to see the next villain that's going to be in the movie or in the chef play. It's going to be in the movie. So I want to see that. I want to see that next villain. I'm looking forward to the next one if they make one. I'd check it out if you like action movies. If you're looking for something heady that's gonna, be world changing, probably don't do that. Just look for shotguns bouncing off the ground.
Well, sometimes you need that.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Did anyone catch Greyhound?
No, I was looking for that. What is that?
No one caught Greyhound. Greyhound is on Apple TV.
Okay, see, I don't have Apple.
You don't have Apple TV? I'll get you.
Well, next time I will do a review on it because I was looking for it and I was like, this is not anywhere. So
I can quickly just. Greyhound is the most fun 90 minutes dodging unguided submarine torpedoes I've ever seen.
You showed me the trailer for that.
Yeah, I don't there's nothing else going on in this movie. It's a bunch of sailors dodging torpedoes.
The wolf, like that's Tom Hanks.
The submarine torpedoes.
Okay.
And it is. That's the whole movie. There's about 8 minutes at the beginning where he's talking with his love interest, and I don't know why that happened. He's starting on the boat with torpedoes coming out, and dude doing math downstairs in the boat.
Yeah,
because they were doing all the math by hand. It's 30, so they were all mathematicians on this boat, avoiding things at angles that are crazy, and it's it just starts, and then it doesn't stop until at the end of the movie. They are out of danger, and the movie ends.
I actually heard some good stuff about it.
It's a true story, so I can't spoil it for you.
But go read the book. No, but I heard some good stuff about Apple TV. I heard that they had a couple of good programs, like original programs.
Yeah, I mean, you like watching Jason Momoa walk around blind?
Well, sure, why not?
Some people just like watching
Jason Momoa. The fact that he's blind,
Yeah, Apple TV.
That's cool. Awesome sauce.
What else we got? What was the other? Oh, did you watch you get a short. Give us a short rundown of what you thought of Fatal Attraction.
It's not called Fatal Attraction.
Was it Fatal Affair?
Fatal Affair. Yeah, it wasn't Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction is a good movie.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, it's Fatal. It just premiered on Netflix. I believe like 2 or 3 days ago. Big talk of the town, trending topic. It was actually today. It was #1 on Netflix.
That doesn't mean anything.
You're right, but it's big and trending.
Yeah.
So basically, the story is Tale as Old as Time. No, so it follows a lawyer, a very successful lawyer, and she meets up with an old college friend, and they almost have sex, but they don't have sex, and then he becomes infatuated with her and starts like stalking her.
And this is Neil Long and Omar Epps.
Neil Long, Omar Epps. It basically goes off. So if you've seen No Good Deeds, The Intruder, When the Bow Breaks, The Perfect Guy, Obsession,
Fatal Attraction. It is literally the same movie. So I mean, if you have it on Netflix, great, you can watch it, but it really isn't nothing that, and actually this was actually a remake from what I was told of a movie that was made like in the 50s or the 60s or something like that. So it literally is the same. It's the same movie that you've seen, that we've heard. I mean, literally the same ending. It's nothing. Hey, we can even talk about it. You can even go back to that movie we saw called Misogynist. The Invisible Man.
It's literally that same type of
people got mad.
Yeah.
Invisible Man.
Yeah, exactly. So they're probably getting mad about this one too. So don't care. Nobody gonna see this. It's like watching
your juicy sweatpants.
Yes. Yes. that say juicy on your butt. Yeah. You know, and they have the rhinestones on the side. Yeah, but it's a movie that you can skip. It's not. Yeah, it's like a Tyler Perry movie. You know. Yeah.
And it's got a 17 on Rotten Tomatoes. So
yeah, 17.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's because those black women go on the internet, you know. I'm gonna get canceled by the culture, but I don't care. It's okay. I'll say what they said on this. I am sitting next to Nick Cannon, but it's okay. You know what I mean? But I say you do not. The Intruder was better. If you want to go see a movie, go see The Intruder. That was a lot better than this.
All right, so we can move on to some recent TV. I don't know. Like, I think you stopped midway. I finished Snowpiercer up. You know, if you guys have not seen the movie, it's one of those sci-fi movies I think you should see. It's got Chris Evans in it.
Yeah, I saw the movie that came out like what 10 years ago.
Yeah. I think Bong Joon-ho, you know, director, screenplay, writer, and he's the executive producer of the show. You know, it's a different feel because it's TNT and they know drama. The movie itself, the train is kind of you know, like an allegory for society.
Yeah.
Like it's not real. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Whereas in the show, that train is real. There are classes, there are cars, there are people living in different locations. The train has to be there for them to, you know, be alive. It's not just about how it is in the movie. So, you know, I would say if you're down with shows like The Last Ship, which is, you know, one of TNT's better shows, then this show would probably be around the same vein. And as I mentioned earlier, Daveed Diggs is one of the stars in it. He plays Lathan. That's one of the main characters, and then there's Jennifer. Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Jennifer Connelly. So sorry for taking so long.
It's all right.
With the recall.
That's why there's an edit button.
Not prepared. Ain't edited out like that. But you know, Jennifer Connelly.
Daveed Diggs, once again, like you said.
Yeah.
Summer, Allison Wright.
So I mean, I would say it starts off as a whodunit, and then it turns into a revolution, and then it turns into what is going to probably be a really interesting season 2. I think it ends well, way better than the next show that I'm going to talk about. So if you have started or haven't started, Snowpiercer is on TNT. You should be able to get it somewhere on like Hulu or YouTube TV or whatever version you have. If you still have cable, you can watch it there probably. But I would check that out. Check out Snowpiercer.
I didn't even know True Story. I didn't think TNT even until it existed.
Yeah, killing it.
I was like, wow, like
Ain't no drama.
throwback. Like the last time I seen TNT was like ER was on there. Yeah.
So while I'd recommend Snowpiercer, I would not. I wouldn't completely recommend Warrior Nun. I think Warrior Nun was okay. I was really annoyed by some of the main characters. The story started off pretty strong, kind of died off, and then got strong again near the end, and then the end was just kind of flat.
I think I just saw the first one.
Yeah, it was really flat.
The
first episode was
solid.
pretty solid, right? And then it just goes down, builds back up. Alba Batista, you know, she plays Ava, the main character. She was just, I couldn't get down with her character at you know, pretty much the whole show, just because I didn't feel. I get where they were going with it. You'll have to watch it, and then you can let me know if you thought she was a complainer about all the amazing things happening to her. But as you can tell, the reason I will recommend it is because if you want to see some really good choreography, there's a character played by Christina Tunteri Young called Sister Patrice, and she is a badass. So yeah, and that's the scene right there. Yeah, we're playing it right below, so you can see her crazy ass kicking right there. I would keep watching because of that. But it's watchable, but it's definitely missable. So, but let me know what you thought of let us know what you thought. Warrior, not on Netflix, but you can check out.
You can stream it.
And
About July 2nd.
Yeah, it came out. You can watch it anytime.
July 2nd.
But right now, things are currently being aired right now that we're checking out. And I know you're very hyped right now about Brave New World.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Brave.
What is up with Brave New World?
So Brave New World, talking about Peacock, is a original series on Peacock. It's about MSCB Network. It is free, so we like that. It's a TV adaptation of a book. I really wish I could describe it, but it's not. I think it's a good show. It does capture your interest. It's one of those things that you don't think you're getting into, but then surprise, you're like hooked on the show.
Shout out to Demi Moore. It was good seeing her
Mm-hmm.
in there. Am I spoiler alert for anybody?
I didn't get that far.
I mean, her name
No
is
intention of getting that
If
far.
you go on IMDb, her name is there.
Okay, I'm like, yeah, well, she's in it, so she actually plays a really. I didn't, and the thing is, you don't recognize it's her, but she has such a distinctive voice that you're like, oh yeah, that's Demi Moore.
Yeah.
She's playing like somebody's mother, but it's a really interesting like the sexual revolution, if you want to look at it like that, on how we view sex and yeah. So it's about sex. I'll tell you that much. It's about sex and just the way we view sex, and maybe we put too many restrictions on sex, if you want to look at it like that. And this sex being freeing and for everybody rather than living as quote unquote savages and getting married. There's actually a really good scene in one of the episodes where they talk about marriage and what marriage is, and to these other people, because it's basically two new worlds. It's like an old world and a new world, and the new world comes to the old world as a theme park, and they witness a wedding ceremony. We see traditional wedding ceremony. But they call it the House of Monogamy, and they literally break it down like what marriages is. Like somebody's father is giving away a daughter, somebody, and he takes ownership of the woman, and the new person was like, well, why would he do that? Does he not love her anymore? And he's like, you know what? I don't know why we do that, and it's to this day we still don't know why the father gives away the daughter.
It's because they did it.
But there's no explanation of
when women were property.
yes.
That's
Women's
why.
property now. They don't.
No, they aren't.
Maybe 200 years ago.
Yes.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
we're perfect by
any means,
But
but
got rid of some of the dumb stuff.
yes.
some of it. But but just like the whole ritual, the whole ritual at all. So I thought, like you said, like when you first started, it may start off a little bit slow, and there's a lot going on. So that's why I think it's one of those things where they actually should have just made it maybe like a longer movie or had a longer episode 1, so that way it kind of digs deeper. Because the first couple of minutes, let's say the first half an hour, is a little bit confusing. But once you go and get into it, I thought the second episode was a lot better than the first, and you kind of got to see what was going on. So I think it was good. I said I'm only on to like episode 2 or 3, but it really captures your attention, just about how we view ourselves and how people may view us. What I mean by us, the human race, and if we really step back and look at some of the things that we do, it's like this really doesn't make any sense while we're doing it. So, like I said, I'm on episode 3 or 4 or whatever. I say go see it. There's still a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions that I have. Like, what is that pill? They take like a pill throughout the day.
Soma.
Yeah, and it like makes them
Either feel good. I thought it would make them feel sexy, but I don't know if it's sexy or good.
It kind of like quells your emotions.
Yeah.
Just makes you-
With that, but then there's like
lucid, but not like.
yeah. So and yeah, I guess that's right. But then there's like a shooting scene in it, like helps them with the shooting scene. So it's really, really good. So that's my thing. I say I liked it. That's my thing. I say everybody should watch it. Just give it a chance. I am giving it a chance, and I'm like the last person to give anything a chance. Like, oh shit, something down real quickly. Ask me about
That's what I'm
Westworld.
here for.
Ask me about Westworld and Westworld, and yeah.
But anyway, so that's how I feel. So, Mr. Ian.
Yeah, 2 minutes into it, I knew I was not going to ever watch another episode of it. It was like 50 Shades of Futuristic Fornication.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell. And then I thought the effects in the beginning were awful too. Like it looked like it was on someone's iPhone. Like it's super cheesy.
Yeah.
And then Han Solo shows up. So I was kind of psyched. I was like, all right, we have Corellia, but it turns out it's not Han Solo. It's just the guy that played him in the movie. So I had more thumbs. It was a stinker.
Okay, he didn't like it.
No.
So, okay. So you do not think people should watch it? At least you're not going to watch it. You've seen one episode. You're not going to finish it. You're not going to finish it.
I can't wait to go home and finish watching it. Just be like that because there's no substance.
I'm going to finish it up, but before I do, I went and got the novel from Aldous Huxley on Audible. So I'm going to knock that out first. 8 hours, so I'll do it like one and a half time. What you said is basically what I got from the show. The first episode reminded me more of a movie like The Giver, or a concept like The Giver, a dystopian world hidden in the utopia. It's like you think it's utopia, but it's really a dystopian world.
Yes.
And they're doing it by eliminating all emotions. And like concepts like privacy and monogamy are frowned upon.
And which is like not a bad thing. Sorry not to cut you off, but that's not a bad thing, you know.
Well, I mean that's it makes it look good in the show. In the show, the way they explain, they're like, privacy. Why would you want to do that? It's greedy and it's going to make you selfish. And monogamy, how is that going to be good for society?
Exactly.
So it's two things that I'm very hip to.
Privacy,
monogamy.
Get on my space. Okay. But one thing I will say, I was excited about some of the characters, some of the actors that I say, Alden Ehrenreich from Solo Han. He was Han Solo. Not that excited about him, but I was excited about Joseph Morgan, who played Klaus on the Vampire Diaries in the original season.
Jack 60.
And then his
character is actually really interesting. I mean, I don't know if he's a bot or something, but he's
don't tell us.
Okay, yeah. Just watch it. Watch it. Yeah, just watch it. It's
Stop
really
telling us.
He's really, it's really good about just emotions and stuff like that. So,
yeah, and then Hannah John Karen, who was Ghost in Ant-Man and Wasp, and she was also Dutch in Killjoy, is one of my favorite sci-fi shows. Aren't that many of them that are like even half decent, but Dutch on Killjoy is cool. So I would check it out. I'm gonna finish it up, and then when we do finish it up, we can see if it wasn't that bad. We already know Ian's not gonna finish it,
but like I said, it's one of those things I would definitely. And if I'm saying this, I would say definitely give it. It's not that bad.
You can check that out on
Peacock,
which is actually so. There's a good segue. We'll just segue right into Peacock. So pretty much, I will pull something up for you guys to see here, and Peacock is the new NBC service.
Yes.
And as you can see, you're on the Browse channel. It's got 30 Rock, Yellowstone. So it's everything NBC Universal. If you want to watch all 77 seasons of Law and Order SVU, they're on there.
Listen, Punky Brewster's on there.
Yeah,
they got
you got
Punky
the originals.
Oh yeah.
The originals you can see. When you get down here, Brave New World, The Capture. I'm interested in intelligence. And then you got In Deep with Ryan Lochte, which is about swimming, I'm guessing. And I'm going to go down to some of the movies here. The sections that I'm really interested in are the Hitchcock Master of Suspense section.
Yeah, that might be good.
There's a Cold Corner section, and as you can tell,
Birds.
Howard the Duck is down there. And then there's Classic Monsters, and there's a Nicolas Cage section. So I don't know why anyone would be upset about anything that you're seeing if there's a Nicolas Cage section. 17 Nicolas Cage movies. How could you go wrong?
But there's some, like I said, it's some good throwback shows. Like I was telling them,
I was watching Idlewild. I haven't seen Idlewild in a long time, so shout out to Shelby B. Steady, whatever her name was. But shout out, he's good.
Yeah. I would say for Peacock, it's free to install it, so you can go in and just check it out. But if you have Hulu, if you have Netflix, it's probably not gonna be worth it unless you want one of those sections I was talking about in the movies, because it's not too much new content. And if you're gonna do it for the new content, you're gonna do one of those things where people get Disney Plus, watch The Mandalorian, and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or they get in and watch Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Do what they do. That's probably how I see this Peacock streaming.
Yeah, and there's
I'm gonna have it just because I'm gonna have it, but
I have to.
But
the one thing is also
I don't know that everyone needs to have this.
Also,
it's not anything earth shattering.
Also, my one fault is that when you're watching it and I was doing something wrong with my television, but they take commercials, but it's like literally in the middle of.
I know the scene.
Yeah, and you're like,
yeah.
what? Because then it like refreshes or buffers, and you're like,
You know what I mean? So
it's not
IMDb
seamless.
TV does that.
yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
right in the middle. I mean, and I understand, but you guys need a better segue or like maybe fade it out to black or something like that.
The
Because
better
it's
segue is me not watching it on your service.
you know that. Well,
That's my thing. I don't like commercials, so.
yeah. So I mean,
But the thing is, it's $10 for no commercials.
that was $4.
It's $4.99 for the normal service
Okay.
with commercials, and then you can pay $10 and you get all the stuff that's there with no commercials. I mean, that's not. That's not.
I can get Hulu.
I would just watch it with commercials.
Yeah.
$5. Just,
Or watch
get
it for
over
free.
Or just turn on cable because it's everything that's on cable.
I cut the cable. The cord is cut. So go with that. I like my Hulu and Filio and all that.
But I mean, that's everything. That's everything we were going to talk about today.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably going to review some trailers that came out.
Yeah, I think I saw something about the movie theaters starting to reopen.
People are talking about going back to the movie theater, so we'll be talking about that next time. What are you going to be doing at the theater? Are we going to wear hazmat suits?
To the movie theater, I'm down.
But hey guys, let us know what you think about some of the things we talked about. What do you think about Hamilton, Snowpiercer, Old Guard, We're doing Greyhound, Fatal Affair, and are you watching Brave New World? Are you?
Yes.
Did you read the book? Do you think it's going to be good? And we will check you next time. As always, this is Kingsley.
Yo, and I'm James.
Ian.
And we are the Main Street Civil Boys. We'll check you guys next time.
Like, comment, subscribe.